Welcome to session 22 of your Divine Purpose Devotional. And session 22 is about the organisational dynamics. You might initially see that and be a little bit surprised that it fits in here, but for me, this is really vital and really important. You see, every one of you will be out there working, whether in the church or outside of the church. And one of the keys for me is that every one of us knows our place and knows our value. And the verse that I've put at the beginning of this chapter in the book, which you may by now have purchased and be following. If not, I encourage you to do so. I think you'll find it a great resource. I've called it a field guide for the apostolic. The verse I've used is, if the whole body were an eye, where would the hearing be? And really, that's where I'm coming from in this organization, the sum of many parts. Because what we need apostolic organizations where everybody is able to contribute. We'll have a look later on at something that I call the spirit of the organization. But the real key is that we all need to embrace, as it were, a number of dynamics. And I'm going to just run through them. Another great verse for this is Ephesians 4:16, which talks about the whole body being fitted together by which every joint supplies. You see, our Bibles, we have them because there were people who knew to take notes, to count, to be aware of the story, to share the story and to put the detail in the story. We don't get a Bible just because there were lots of supernatural encounters. We get the Bible because there were other people who valued the supernatural encounters and made sure that those were passed on from generation to generation. So every one of us has our place. And the real goal for me of the apostolic organization is that we create this kind of wheel and there's a degree of balance, because everybody, as it were, is like a spoke connected to the center, and it actually enables the whole organization to keep moving forwards. And lots of places in the Bible talk about this, but this is just my way of looking at it. And I hope what it will do is encourage you. When I first went to Bethel, in many respects, what happened, although it was never spoken, was that I put my bag down at the doors of Bill and Chris, of my life, my experience running prisons, strategic management, all of those sort of elements. I put it down and said, hey, I'll carry your bags. Give me your bag. Where are you going? How can I carry it? But what happened was they gave me back mine and said, hey, let's put our name, our support on it, and you can go further with that. And really what they were doing, they were saying was, you know what? We can see that you value, as it were, the heart of what we're trying to do. And therefore, we want you to bring your gift, your skills to serve that. And that's what I want every one of you to realize, that your contribution is vital. And I'm just going to give you a few. I'm going to give you the quick headlines of them. But there's a list in the book, the supernatural, which is really about being powerful outside of our ability. The common problem in organizations, we rely on what man can do. Then we've got the managerial. Now, hey, putting those together, supernatural next to managerial. But managerial is purposeful systems. And a common problem, a lack of value for management systems. Organizational, the practical arrangements of an organization. And we need people who can help to build those. The common problem, structures seen as inflexible or even unbiblical, whereas actually it provides the foundation from which we can springboard off and do much more. Leadership, the spirit and vision leader. I call this the face and the father, the culture creator. Common problem, top-down control. The answer, of course, we've already covered it. First, apostles and prophets, they're the foundation. That's what you put in first and you build upon it. Creative expression, beauty and inventiveness that glorifies God. Strategic, positioning for the future. I'm not going through all the details. Relational, connected as family by honor. Transformational, bringing change on purpose. Spiritual, the unseen resource of his presence with and in us. Professional, competence and qualification. It's sometimes hard for people with professional qualifications to slot in to an apostolic supernatural organization. But when they can see how everyone is joined together. This is a key and helps them to take their place. The prophetic, encountering our God who knows our future. Common problem is that prophecy gets dusty on the shelf, and we need to really charge it right into the center of our organization. Communication, the flow of information in and out and throughout the organization. See, every dynamic is meant to serve the organization as well as honor and show value for the other dynamics. And as they work together, they will and should express the spirit of the organization. In other words, the hospital administrator, well, of course, they're not the surgeon, but if they don't serve the spirit of health, then we've got a problem in that hospital, because they'll be serving their administrative gift, and it might get in the way of the surgeon being able to do their work. So I just want to encourage you. You can review this list in your life, in your organization, and see which part you are most likely to contribute. Review, and I've got more teaching on this elsewhere, but review what is the spirit of your organization. Which of those 12 dynamics really strikes you? Perhaps you think that's the one that I express, and that's the one that's really needed. I have taught, and I will later on, teach on administration and the gift of government and organizational leadership. These are all vital elements alongside the supernatural, the spiritual, the prophetic. Declare. What will you declare to reinforce what you have learned today? You might declare, I'm a vital part of the organization. It might in the past have felt overlooked, but not today. You see the vital part. Choose one of the 12 dynamics and imagine what it could look like in your culture over the next 5 years if that dynamic expressed the spirit of your organization. So thanks for joining me. This is a really vital subject, and I believe is me unpacking some of what those verses mean of us being a whole body. Every organization actually is a living organism, a whole body of which every part needs to play its part, be connected to each other, and actually achieve excellence. So thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you again soon.